Hello. Welcome to Farming in Africa YouTube channel, your go-to channel for everything and anything livestock information. If today is your first time watching us, you are at the right place, guys. Please subscribe to this channel, like what we give you so it would reach many more people with similar interests like yourself. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for your support, for your loyalty, your patronage. But go a step further, hit the notification button for me so you would be the first to receive every new content and update we bring your way. Well, talk about the impact we are making or trying our very best to put out there in the world of agri. Day in, day out, people reach out to us how they've gotten inspired to go into livestock farming. And there are some people out there who actually don't believe that we are real. And so, day in, day out, we get requests from people. I really want to come visit your farm. Today, I come your way with a very influential agri young man, but it would interest you to know that his specialty has been all this while in snail farming, guys. Yes, if anybody had told me that somebody can commercialize snail farming to the extent that he has done, I would have been skeptical. But guess what? The surprise is how suddenly he has chased Fred all over the place, and I must say that he has been very supportive in just encouraging us as our great people as well in what we do. And so today I have Felix appear from Trisolis Farms, a young person. I always tell you our great is not for the old, rich and high and mighty. A young person who has very good knowledge in snail farming, but for some reason he is here at our farm to first of all see things for himself, because he tells me he is suddenly inspired to go into livestock farming. Hello, Felix.
Hi.
Yeah, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm happy to see you. Good to see you.
Same here,
Good
every
to see
day.
you. I mean, you are here.
Yeah.
Is today your first time?
Yeah, today is my first time. I think your other farm, I was there.
Brekum.
Brekum, yeah,
Oh,
before the
I see.
incident. But here, today is my first time being here.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed.
You're very impressed.
Yeah, very.
So, did you take the steps to come here because you, just like other people, you don't believe that when we say we have a fully functional farm now in Suhum, it's not true, or you just wanted to, see things for yourself?
Well, I know for a fact that Fred is a credible person. I know farming in Africa has been there for quite a long time. Any business that has been able to sustain itself for more than 5 years in Ghana, you need to be doing something right
In
before you can do that. It's not like
Yeah.
you register a company, go sit somewhere. You are still having workers, paying people. So you can run a charade for that long,
You
for
can't
5
run a
years. Since
charade
I've
for
known
that
Fred
long.
for quite a long time, and it wasn't about doubt. I'm just impressed, like, when you guys see our facilities, you're also equally impressed.
Yeah.
It's just about seeing where you are at, other collaborations that we can do, and basically looking at the future of agri in Ghana.
Looking at the future of agri in Ghana, why suddenly the diversity and diversification you are telling me about?
Okay, so the truth is, snails require very little space.
Yeah.
I have acquired 36 acres of land. So
At where?
at Ebri, by the way, we're at
Okay.
Ebri, Adontain Senior High School down there where the police
Yeah.
barrier is. What we realized was that snail doesn't require a lot of space. So
You're right.
we will still have, no matter how large we still want to do our setup, it will be a
We'll still have
very
enough room for other
for
things.
improvement, basically.
Yes.
And I wanted to diversify where we are, because diversification is part of agric. I tell people this: when you come into agric, sometimes there are certain key things that you can put in place to cement your future and cement your prosperity, basically. We, for instance, we do this. We do insurance as one part of it. So we insure our facilities, we insure our animals, and then we diversify. So we do 20% in another thing, 20% in other things, 40 in something.
Let me stop you right there, because this diversification, you are going deeper and deeper into it. And on that note of diversification, I don't know if I've already spilled the tea to him, but we are your go-to people for everything livestock. And yes, we are into goats right now. But Felix, do you know we are also diversifying into other areas soon? I'm sure you already know we even started with cattle to feed Fred School.
yes.
And then we moved into goats. Well, should I tell you, or you would
Yeah,
rather
go
wait to
ahead.
hear it from
No, go
Fred?
ahead.
That we are actually also
Exclusive.
diversifying.
Yeah.
Exclusive, yes.
Yeah,
You should be
exclusive.
coming
Yeah.
to the farm yourself
Yeah.
so you will
You
get tea
hear
like
more
this.
news firsthand, you know.
Thank you. We're actually also going into pig farming.
Wow.
You asked how much land space we
Yeah,
have here.
yeah.
And you know, we put a video out there about how the real estate industry
Yeah,
of late
yeah.
is aggressively competing with
the
the agric
yeah,
industry
yeah,
for land
definitely,
space.
definitely.
And so now all the young people like yourself, myself, Fred,
Yeah.
in the agric space, we are trying to come up with innovative ways to be able to maximize the limited land
Resources that we
space
have.
resources that we have. So when I heard my boss Fred say, guys, it is time to move into something else, and he mentioned pigs,
Yeah.
my mind went,
Yeah.
wow. Now, you have been to the Brekum
Yeah.
sites. Comparing it to where you are right now, I just want to pick your brain on it. Do you see any improvements? What new thing strikes you as, there is something different about this place than the Brekum place?
So the Brekum place was, for lack of better word, I would say was a bit scattered.
Yeah.
But this is more planned. You can
Aye.
see that, and this has tiers. It's like
Uh-huh.
first tier or story, first story, second story.
Yeah.
There's paddocks where you can feed the
Animals.
animals,
Yeah.
and it is arranged nicely in sequence. Like you can see that this is
Yeah.
very well planned,
Yeah.
and you can see that this is a company that has grown
Can see
from
the growth.
the first stage.
Yeah.
Innovation is here.
Yeah.
You can see planning.
Planning.
You can see that it is
Planning.
well demarcated. That is a sign of a company that has grown or is growing and is still further growing. So that is the difference. I
Wow.
see much more work in here, much more
work, yes.
innovation, much more planning,
Much more planning.
planning than
He
it
has
was
said it all.
earlier.
And this is not one of us, so he's an outsider. Because when I tell people everything we are doing here is very intentional. You know, maybe they would think that, this girl, she likes talking, so it's just one of those things. But this is Felix from Trisolis Farms visiting us here for the first time. And for a first-timer's impression, he tells us he sees how intentional the planning has been. He sees innovation, he sees growth. And talking about innovation, Farming in Africa actually has its huge vision to bring innovative solutions to the agric world, practically. And that is why when you came, I showed you our treatment center. Now, when I mentioned we are going into artificial insemination, your mind went, because
Yeah,
you saw
yeah,
the huge
yeah,
redneck boa.
yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I also shared with you how not every startup farmer can afford
Afford
to
that.
start
Yeah,
a farm.
yeah, yeah.
So when I told you about artificial insemination, let me pick your brain on that.
Well, that is like a revolution. I
It's a
tell people that
revolution. You
some
have what? Oh,
sometimes sometimes you're doing the buying and selling,
yeah.
then you get to a place and you say, "Let me produce."
Let me
And now you
produce.
don't just produce, you process. So now what you guys are doing now has gone from production, research, production. Now you are
Yeah.
processing something. Like you are now going to artificially inseminate this,
Yeah.
make sure that everything you want comes to, at the very least cost to you,
Thank
which
you
is
for the
one
cost. Yeah.
one important thing and one significant thing about a company that continuously does research and R&D, research and development. So
I see.
it's a very pivotal part of your company, and I like it that you guys don't just do the buying and selling and forget, but you
Yeah.
are looking at expansion,
Yes.
future,
Yes.
sustainability,
Yes.
especially with the paddock system that you are doing. So
In case I didn't also tell you this, do you know it's one of our visions to have a model farm like this across all the 16 regions in Ghana? Because, Fred mentions how even if he establishes the largest farm in Africa, he still can't feed the whole of Africa. But if he's able to share this knowledge, this proven concept to all of you out there, and then collectively we do things right in our own little corners, we are going to be able to do what? Feed the whole of Africa. So wherever you are, watch out. Already Nigerians, we've already come into your territory, but this is for Ghanaians. No matter which region you find yourself, very soon we are going to be establishing these model farms, because I told Felix he's at a research, learning and development farm. Now, let's stay a bit on the artificial insemination because I know for someone like you who suddenly has interest in going into livestock farming, I don't think now that you've seen you can get semen for a lesser cost,
Yes.
you would want to pump thousands of dollars into purchasing a foreign goat. So how do you envision that with you establishing your own livestock farm and all of that?
Yes. So I think, like I said, it's a pivotal and very good
You said it's a
a
revolution.
revolution that you guys are having. That means that it
Yeah.
cuts down cost to
Cuts
the
down
bare
cost,
minimum,
yes.
making it very efficient. And artificial insemination is one of the best. Even the normal reproductive route sometimes doesn't produce the percentage of results that we
Yeah.
need, but artificial insemination is always a good thing. And
Yeah.
I've also been to Cape Town, by the way. I went to
Great.
one farm that had boas, like yours, big ones.
Okay.
And that is the pinnacle, like
Yeah.
the highest
Yeah.
form of research and development. Because
Yeah.
they were also doing the only thing that they did, which I thought you were not doing, but now I know you have already started,
Yeah.
which blew my mind, was the artificial insemination. So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
males, they don't even wait for males to get to this, they have semen stored sometimes long time.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
very good breed selections.
Yeah.
They know what they want and they go for it. So
Wow.
that is very instrumental in scaling a
And
business,
scaling
every
a
business.
business.
Like,
I really love it seems he is just observing, but guys, believe
yeah,
you me, he has more than observed.
yeah.
The kind of knowledge Felix seems to be leaving here with. I have to pay your farm a visit,
Yes,
honestly.
yes, yes, yes.
And I want to probably wrap up because there is a lot more to do here. But follow us as we go to where we have cultivated our seed. You know, we believe in providing sustainable feed solutions. Aside genetics,
Yeah.
Felix, nutrition is the next most important thing that would ensure that you are gaining good return on your investments.
Awesome.
Why buy a huge boa?
Exactly.
Let us starve to death and can't even produce
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
And so, farming in Africa over the years, you've heard us advocate that cultivate your own feed. Interestingly enough, when farmers hear us, they think we are just selling them the seeds. But did you know that when you plant this seed in the rainy season,
Yeah.
just leave it to Mother Nature?
Yeah, it doesn't go
Years and
away.
years
Yeah.
and years, you would keep
Yeah.
harvesting it.
Same.
So, guys, Felix believes me when I say I'm not just marketing it to you. Come get the seeds because when you plant it, especially in the rainy season, just leave the rest to Mother Nature. I have already taught him the importance of the paddock
Yeah, the
system. He
paddock
asked why
system.
it's not just open like that. So if you need education on that, just visit Trisolis
Yeah.
Farms, ask for Felix, Felix, and then he will tell you about that.
Sure.
But let's go to the paddocks and
We'll
let's
see. Okay.
see
Okay.
what the feed solution is
Sure.
about
Sure.
here at our
Sure.
farm. All right, we are in one of our paddocks here, and he has seen how lush and green the place is. I always say it's already a blessing for a livestock farmer to do a farm at a place where vegetation isn't a problem. But what of those of you out there who are not blessed to be in such areas? That is where you need to be very intentional, like we've already said in the beginning, and make sure you cultivate your own feed. Here at our farm, we've already told you a gazillion times the kind of feed solutions we present to livestock farmers. The sementia grass, this is it. The hay, Felix, you saw the hay in the
Yeah,
pen.
I saw the hay
You
as
saw the
well.
livestock
Yeah.
feed as well.
Yeah.
That is a supplement feed,
The
heavily
pelleted
packed.
one.
The pelleted one, heavily packed with macronutrients and all of that. Now, you've seen this for yourself, Felix. What is your impression of it? Just let me know what you think of the
Well, I
cultivation.
think most people were thinking that just like in the past, you needed 100 acres for a cattle ranch, you needed 100 acres for goat or sheep system. But I think what you guys are proving now will let us see that sure, you can still have 4 acres, 3 acres, and still do a very good extensive or semi-extensive system, because now you look at this paddock, this is like
Intensive,
one
you
plot.
mean? Intensive,
Intensive, yeah.
yeah.
Intensive.
Yeah.
Even though it's intensive, it looks extensive because it's like
Yes.
you've left them.
Yes.
Now they feel the freedom because see one all over the other
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they
The
still feel that
feeding.
freedom, and that will
Yeah.
make them grow better,
Thank
basically.
you.
And looking at what this is, it means that you are utilizing the land very well.
Yes.
You are also making sure that the feed, there's abundant feed, and
Yes.
worst case, you can even water just this system
Yeah.
and let it feed your livestock for the whole year. which is very instrumental, and
Yeah,
that's one of the innovations that I'm really happy about
I
when I
see.
look at. Yeah, I've been following you for a while, so.
Felix says he's been following. Actually, he has been a very supportive colleague in the agric industry. I mentioned earlier he is into snails, but thankfully he's been inspired to go into livestock, and that is why he is here at our farm today. I thought I was just teaching him, but guys, he's even a better teacher. The things he has suddenly observed, imbibed, and learned, it's crazy. And he has mentioned again the importance of cultivating your own feed so you wouldn't be found wanting when the dry season comes. Now, we have a farmer we visited recently who had visited us, and then he told us, guys, I am here to just copy and paste. Is that what you think you are going to do? Or you think, these guys, I think, no, there is more for them to, cover.
Well,
Do you see yourself copying and pasting
yeah, like
as
I
well?
said, you see, at first I thought there wasn't any formidable uh, person who could help us, because we are looking at scaling
Yeah.
in both the snails and diversifying.
Yeah.
So we're doing other plants as well, and
Yeah.
then we're going into the livestock as well. So
Yeah.
I went to Cape Town
Mm-hmm.
just last month.
Yeah.
We were all over looking at farms and all that, but I
Mm-hmm.
knew what you guys were doing was great. But you know,
Okay.
like the Ghanaian in me, I wanted
Yeah.
to see if it's the pinnacle or the highest point of it.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Yeah.
the only thing that I thought you didn't have was artificial insemination,
Well, I have already
which you
shown
proved me
you.
wrong. Yes. So now there's no need to travel.
No,
There's no
no, no,
need
no,
to
no.
go around looking for
Nope.
stock. You
Yeah.
have the breeding stock. I've seen your best selections that we could
Thank
all
you.
purchase and start our own farm. So
Yeah.
copy and paste it is.
Ash, copy and paste it is, guys. And for a Ghanaian to say that he has seen other good ones out there, but he now believes in what he is seeing in his own home. And so he's here to copy and to paste. It tells you that there is some impact, great impact that we believe we are making out there. And just like Felix from Tricelix Farms has gotten inspired to go into livestock farming. And guess what? The livestock agribusiness he's going into, it is us he believes that he would get that good knowledge from. And on this note, let me remind you that we are open to helping you set up your own livestock farm right from scratch, helping you to plan, to create your pens. We have artisans we have trained. So as I speak with you, the carpenters, the artisans who built this place, we've sent them off to other farmers who need their expertise to build. Because you've even seen the style, the stairs and all of that. It's not so common out there. So people come here, pick our services, and just start it. Please start right. I have already mentioned how we are doing the hard work of sourcing good breeding stock for you so that you don't start on the wrong foot, guys. This is an agribusiness we need to take a good look at critically and see it as a profitable, lucrative business where we can get a good return on our investments. On this note, myself together with Felix from Tricelix Farms, and he says he is here to copy and to paste. That is all you need to know. We are real, guys, for the Nigerians who keep calling and for those who travel all the way actually to the farm to see things for yourself. We are real. My name is Nadia, speaking to you today from our farm here at Suhum in the Eastern region, the Sementia Research, Learning and Development Farm. On this note, I would say thank you so much for staying tuned. And Felix, thank you so much for
Adios.
coming.
Have a nice day.
Adios. Maybe next time we come your way, we shall be bringing you a video from Felix's farm. Yes, where he's starting his own livestock farm. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.